Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the Vault. Trust Christian, know nothing, control everything. Definitely appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens to the replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button. Definitely appreciate everybody that continuously likes and subscribes continuously throughout the years. Always appreciate it. We actually have a young person testimonial from Trustee Training. Went through Trustee Training some time back, and really want to share their experience and their testimonial on how they've moved before the training and after the training. And so really thankful. So this is just going to be a young person testimonial. Appreciate him. Young man's name is James, and I want him to give a little bit of his background. So appreciate you, James. You have gone through the program and have made some changes in your life, and wanted to give a testimonial. We definitely appreciate your representation and the implementation of the information that we've gone over. And so, James, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Appreciate you. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Appreciate you. So, James, I want you to give a little bit of background about your age, where you're from. Let's start out there.
Yes. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay, great. And so, when did you discover Trustee Training? How old were you when you were discovered Trustee Training?
Let's see. I was probably around like 19 or 20 once I really started learning the beginnings of trust and trusteeship. And I started watching it, but I went down a path before I met Trust Christian. I went down more so the SPC path. And so at that time I was just really accumulating assets, but I wasn't sure on trusteeship or what true trusteeship is. So this when I met Trust Christian, and from there it's been a really, really big turnaround.
Okay, and so you did discover the information fairly early in life. Do you come from a background of wealth, or are you going to be first generation wealth?
First generation wealth.
Okay.
My parents were middle class.
Okay.
And before then we came from a poor family.
Okay, great. And so you say you're in Mississippi, and so you get into training. Talk to me about the training. What moments of aha? What made you make a change? What information did you hear made you make? Matter of fact, when you got on the line in the beginning with Trust Christian, you did listen to some episodes previously. You reached out. What made you actually say, I need to talk to this guy and get and I need to reach out to the Vault and get going?
I can just tell just by listening to the content, it was way different than the other types of content. Before it was it felt like the actual truth of what the ultra wealthy and wealthy were actually doing. Mm-hmm. And so I've been watching for a year or two, and just I still I was doing school at the time and just continuing life, but I also was really interested in your channel specifically, and I always picked up nuggets. But what really made me reach out was I was just at a crossroads in life. Really, I just felt like I really needed to reach out. I felt like you can help me out with getting things right with the trust, but also other things in other places I wanted to be in life as well. Because when I met you, the first call, I was still I was working a job that I just got out of college, and I had a business that's a startup that I started in college, and it had gained traction. We went to a few big accelerators, but it was just we were coming to a crossroads, and that's really where I wanted to talk to you. In the first conversation, I knew that even the first phone call, I just knew that you could really help me out a lot, and I'm really happy that I did, and I'm happy that we went through the training.
Okay, and so appreciate you for getting into training, and so you made a decision. You get into training. What did you experience in the training?
Really a lot. I didn't just so much. So many misconceptions that we see on the internet, really about family trust, about the difference between private and public trust, what true trusteeship is. how it's really like a business. It's not just like, a hobby or like what people try to make it out to be, like something that, everybody makes it, about, well, when I first got into it, about, discharging debt or other things as well, passing down wealth. But like it's even more so. It's even more so deeper than that. It's also like a personal journey, a transformation. That's really what I saw throughout like the training. Like my mindset changed a lot. I gained a lot of information like I didn't know about, like trusteeship and trust, about like running minutes and treating it like a business, and also like just the difference. I wasn't even set up in the right trustee structure. Like the difference between my trust with public and it wasn't a fully private trust. And now just knowing like the different, knowing the difference between that is a big thing, and also like the IRS codes and things like that. But really, the main thing I would say would be like the personal transformation, me taking accountability. That's a big thing in trusteeship, but also in public business as well. But I just feel like it was also like a big personal transformation for me. Those 3 months of training, it was like a really good time in my life.
What was the personal transformation that you experienced?
Really just mindset shifts. Just I still have, breaking through certain like modes of thinking, like lower class, middle class, and mindset shifts, and really also like just the confidence to like fully step away from the job. I really think that's a big part of everything. I think jobs are a good thing, but but for me in that stage of life, it's best that I'm just really happy that I took the leap with the company that I was building.
Okay, so let's talk about it. So this is something that really impressed us at the Vault and really wanted us to follow up with you and see your progress. Is we went over some things structurally that you were to implement, and I brag about we brag about you in the way that you implemented the information, specifically about interviews immediately, knowing that you needed a board, interviewing board members, and actually having them offer you money as well. Could you talk about that experience, that process where we mentioned for you to start a board, you started interviews? Could you talk about how many interviews you did, and could you talk about how people were offering to give you money for your company, and kind of what kind of panned out and shaked out from you from that experience?
Yes. So at the end of like our trustee training, like we really transitioned more into like the public business side of things as well. And so I started like doing interviews for my public business, and at the time it was a startup. We had went through a few accelerators, but we still hadn't had much. It was still a lot more work to do that I didn't really know at the time. So Trust Christian recommended that I get a board and advisors, and so I went through my network and on various things, and ended up finding a lot of people and setting up. We had like at first we were just looking for like a chairman, and had like a lot of interviews. I had like 50 people applied, ended up interviewing about 20 to 30 like in 1 week. It was all really new to me. I honestly, didn't know what I was doing. If I did it again now, I'd do it like a lot differently, and I do it a lot differently now when I interview and go through the hiring process. But yes, so we went through, had a lot of interviews, a lot of like really good, reputable, notable people, and yeah, there was even some of them were in offering to like invest into our company, asking if it was a price round. And at the time, I wasn't looking to like really take capital. Was really looking to like really refine things, so I didn't accept any capital from them. But we do have like now a full board, a full C-suite as well, and we're really making progress and going forward with things.
Okay, so how many people are on your board now?
Just two. Advisors, we have like our board of advisors, we have about 6 or 7, and for our C-suite, it's just 3 people, and we have an engineering team as well of 2 people.
Okay, so you're 24 years old. You've gone through some trustee training. You've learned the difference between public and private. Now you're building out your public side company, obviously first generation wealth, really building out some assets and things of that nature. What has your experience been as a trustee, once again, with you having to go into the public and acquire assets, specifically with this particular company? What is your vision and your exit? Could you talk about that thought process, about your exit mentality for this venture?
Yes. So right now, this year we've really made a lot of progress after we built out our team. Our advisors are really great. They've helped out tremendously. They've helped out with getting investor connections. We have a lot of investors that we're talking to that would like to invest in us. We're still early conversations. They wanted to see our product be fully done, and now that our product is done, and it's going to fully be done by mid-January. We're going to revisit those conversations, but we also had some inbound interest from to possibly be in an M&A type of deal, and so I'm also going to explore that. And I'm not going to make any decisions now, but next year I really think it's going to be a big year for us, and we've made tremendous progress. And now with our product, our patent, and we're talking to pilot customers. Next year is going to be a really big year, so we're looking to we're going to either raise capital or I'm either going to do an M&A type of deal and exit the company.
So talk about really briefly how important it is to possibly put together a board. What was the benefit of you putting together a board as opposed to you not having a board? What was your experience building a company, starting up, going to accelerator program and not having a board, and then actually putting together your board?
Yes, a big difference. And that's one of the things, I feel that you really helped out with. And there was other things as well, that, as far as with building public companies that even they don't talk about at accelerators and at certain things. At least the accelerators I went to, because, they would really focus on people my age and things, but they didn't really talk about building a team and building a strong board and building just, a strong team. And, so yeah, our board has really helped out in a lot of ways, and I'm really grateful for them because, without them, we honestly wouldn't be where we're at today.
That's good to hear. I would love for you to at one point probably have to double back on what does it feel like being a leader of older people and leading older people as opposed to what people consider your peers and younger people. But, how does that feel? But I definitely appreciate you big time, for sharing your experience with Trustee Training, sharing your experience, the education and the transformation that you made. Is there any additional comments? Is there anything that you would say to someone that's listening? Hey, this will be the reason why you should, stop sitting on your hands, or if you've listened to enough episodes, to go ahead and pull a trigger and actually get going in trustee training, reach out for consultations, and what made the investment worthwhile, and what will make the investment worthwhile for someone else?
Yeah, so if you're even considering it, I would just, definitely reach out to Trust Christian and just have an initial conversation. You would tell, after just, the initial conversation if it's right for you. And for me, it was a lot to do with, just intuition. I just felt that, the information you were providing me and just, the vibe of everything was good. And then once we got into the training and, just doing the research and, everything else that came with it, I really wasn't expecting it, to help with the public side and also, just the personal growth and everything. I was really just solely looking for, the trustee information. So, he's definitely going to over-deliver on the value that he gives you. So I would definitely say, to reach out and to have a conversation because, time is very valuable. And even if you're thinking about it, you have to act on it. You don't want to just sit and, just wait and ponder. You want to act on it and reach out to him and get the information because it can truly change your life.
Appreciate you big time. One thing I think that we identified with you was personal accountability. Could you talk about what changed from the first time that we talked to where you are now from going through the program? What changed if somebody said, hey, how did personal accountability change, or did it change at all? What would you say?
I definitely take I feel like now like I'm just more aware of a lot of things. But like before then I wasn't that's why like I think that people definitely need to reach out and like what you're doing is like really it's really beneficial for our community because like once you're trying to like get into like these these environments and stuff, it really is different. Like you have to go through training to like even to really make it in like these type of environments. So I really think that like what you're doing is a great thing, and I think that that people should definitely reach out and go through the training.
Well, describe the environment for them previous to what you knew and now what you know. Like they hear these environments, but what environment are we talking about that you're talking about?
Just dealing with people that's that's very successful and wealthy. It's not scary or anything. They're normal. They're good people. It's just a different way of doing things. But they don't. It's a different way of doing things versus what we're used to like in college and what we're taught. Especially like coming from like a middle class or lower class place. It's just a really different way of thinking, a different way of acting, of talking, of really everything. So.
Now, okay, here we go.
There's not anything that anybody can't do or anybody should be afraid of because these people are great people.
Okay, and so I want you to describe what change did you actually, why were you willing to make the change? Or like, you say you went in the rooms and you had the conversations. Did you have to make any changes? And what made you so comfortable with making the changes that you saw? It was like, oh man, I may not be that, but I can pick up that skill. I can pick up that attribute. I can pick up that je ne sais quoi. What did you change? And could you talk about what prompted you or what encouraged you to feel comfortable knowing that this is not a bad thing to feel uncomfortable, but I am going to grow into this?
Yes. So, like specifically for the company, one of the first things I did was I also found like another CEO because like me being my age, people they how they feel about like young CEOs and things like that. The average CEO is 55 years old, and so that's one of the things that Trustee Christian told me, and also that like our chairman also told me. So it's just something that we worked on, and it was a thing to let go of. It allowed me to like fully focus on our product and getting our patent, and also finishing our technology, and also having the opportunity to learn from like experienced people, and like they really help out a lot, and they really want to see like the best for the company, the best for me as well. So I would say just like the opportunity to you have to kind of be have to be really like accountable and also like self-aware in order to like do things like that. But it was for like the best of the company, I think. So yeah, I would say that would be the most.
It's interesting. It's so interesting to hear. I really appreciate hearing what your hang-up was, whether you say it was being a CEO and holding on to that leadership role and then relinquishing and delegating it out. Obviously, that can be a hang-up for some people. I mean, founders, obviously, you're the founder. You don't lead that title, especially if you're the brainchild of it. But, as far as, like you say, relinquishing some level of control, experience, expertise, and execution to the CEO is a beautiful thing. Once again, we definitely wanted to interview you. Really appreciate you taking out the time here today, and just get you on the line, share some value with some of the people that are listening, so they can make the decision to get off the river denial and move forward with investing in themselves and not looking at it as spending money, but investing in themselves, investing in a relationship, investing in information and education. And so appreciate you big time, man. Definitely, obviously you're going to continue doing well. We know you're going to do well because you've already made the changes, and you made the changes, and so you just got to keep growing and make the changes. And we definitely see you being successful and continuously being more and more successful. Really happy to hear that you're taking the reins. You built out the team. You got in progress with the patent, and like you say, just focusing on relationships, focusing on implementing the strategy that you have in place, and being nimble and continuously pivoting if you need to, but just really happy to hear the progress, man. And just know we're always thinking about you, and definitely want to see you continuously succeeding. And just know you're always on our mind as far as being successful, and your health being successful as well. But just seeing you being successful in business, man. So thank you for taking out the time today at the Vault. Feel free, everyone, to reach out, Christian@trustchristian.com. That's the same email James reached out to. That's the same one you could reach out to. It's Christian@trustchristian.com. We work by appointment only, consultation only. Looking forward to hearing from you all and helping you make sure that your family estates are all consulted and set up properly, but making sure you guys have those relationships and information that you need really in the 1%. I look forward to hearing from you. Peace and joy.